Just a quick diagram of how this unit is installed in a central air conditioning system. You can see whether it's the PHI or the REMI, it's installed after your blower, after your coil. Again, it's not like a UV light. It's not there to shine on the coils. It's there to produce these oxidation gases and then go up through your plenum, your ductwork, and into your building. We also have a variation on that. We call it the Pure Air Mini. It does all the same things as the other products, except it is not an ionizer. Produces the same oxidation gases, but it just has a little bit of a different application because it's a much smaller, compact size. We can install these in PTAC units, mini split type units, non-central air ducted equipment. If you don't have any air circulation, any ducted systems, you've got a small room, maybe an office, you've got a couple of different options that you can use. One of them is the desktop unit. It utilizes a high intensity broad spectrum light, again, same technology, on a sintered catalytic PHI grid. On the back of this is a grid that actually has our PHI coating on it. The desktop is modern looking, it's maintenance free, creates safe levels again of advanced oxidation gases, and it doesn't have a fan. It all does it through convection. So it's totally silent. Again, made for smaller areas like an office or maybe a room in your home. Similar product called the lipstick, just basically the same thing again. Just a different footprint, different appearance. It has the same technology inside, covers about the same amount of space, and it's just, which one do you like better? It's just according to your taste. This is a product that, if you notice on the bottom, it says future product. This is something that we at RGF has sold for many years. But it was developed for the North American market, and you can't see it here, but on the back of the unit, there's actually plugs that plug right into one of our standard outlets. And then there's outlets on the side of it so that you can plug something in again. Because of the different plug configurations around the world, including India, we're right now working on redesigning this unit so that it can be brought to the market here in India. Whether it's through a different plug configuration or maybe hanging on the wall with another cord that will be plugged into the wall. But this is something that's coming along also. It has its own fan in the unit, so it's not just convection. It has a couple of different speeds, low and high, and it also has a small filter on the bottom for particulate removal. This is a part of the video you just saw. Again, I just wanted to make sure you see and notice how, or what's taking place, where the unit is being installed, and it didn't start. Oh, I know why it didn't start. Okay, we're going to have to skip that because it was on my flash drive. The video actually was. Let's talk about a little bit of test data to back up some of these claims. This is a test that was done, shows you CFUs or colony forming units. That's how they measure the effectiveness of whether it's a bacteria or a virus or a mold spore. And you can see the reductions after 2 days, 3 days, 4 days of the space. After 4 days, we had a 95% reduction of whatever microbials were floating around in the air. It's also, technology is also very effective on odor control. As you can see, we did a variety of tests with the unit off. The odors were at about 25%. When we turned it on, there was about a 75% reduction in odors. Excuse me. This works very well if you do a lot of cooking in your home. It will reduce your cooking odors. You know, once you stop, clean up, they won't linger in the air. If you have pets, it works very good on pet odors. Smoke odors, if you smoke, it will reduce the amount of smoke odor that is in the, whether it's an office again or a home. And going back to the REMI, you'll see a particulate reduction because of the ionizing feature of that product. You can see the percentage reduction in 8 hours, we were down to almost 25%. So it does have a really effect on those particulates as far as removing them from the air. And you know, from the air, we're talking about, you know, dander, pollen, dust, anything like that. We also ran some tests. I won't get into the story because it's probably a little too lengthy, but we had a government agency come to us at one point, and they had some theories about, you know, what would happen if a terrorist came on a plane and sprayed a virus, and then it would spread when all the passengers got off. And we told them the way that they would have to do it. They couldn't wait for the air to go through the air conditioning system. They had to have oxidizers in the cabin of the plane at all times, so that when that contaminant was introduced, those oxidizers would attack it immediately. And they said, well, how can you demonstrate that? So we built what we call a sneeze machine. And we replicated what a person does when they sneeze. We spiked it with a contaminant, put it in a clean room. You vacate one lung of air, and it travels at about 120 miles an hour when you sneeze. So we replicated that in a machine. And then we filled the room with our oxidizers. The one example to the left was with just the PHI. The one to the right was with the REMI. And you can see that within 3 feet of where that was introduced, we had a 78% and 99% kill rate or reduction of that contaminant. So that just demonstrated how fast these oxidizers work on microbials. It doesn't take much time. They find them, they attach themselves, and they just absolutely just burst them apart and destroy them. Just run through a couple of examples of some of the tests that have been done. All of these tests that I'm going to show you here that have to do with bacteria or viruses are not tests that RGF did. We always use a third-party lab. We use Kansas State University quite a bit because they have a very known microbial and food safety department there. They've got the capability of running these types of tests. So one of them was the SARS virus, which started several years ago, probably longer, in China. You can see from this graph here, we had over a 99% reduction in the SARS virus. Another quick side story to that, China, when the SARS outbreak hit, they, without telling anybody, went out into the marketplace and found various air purification systems, technologies, shipped them back to China and ran their own tests, looking for some solutions to the SARS virus. The RGF was the only technology that was shown to be effective. And immediately we went into 24-hour-a-day, 7-day production because the Chinese government was purchasing product to put in all their public transportation locations, whether it was subways and trains and buses and so forth. The Norwalk virus, also known as the cruise ship virus, again, shown to be extremely effective on that. If you're aware of that one, that's the one where you see in the news every once in a while, 200 to 300 people get sick on a cruise ship. That's the Norwalk virus. So again, we put this on. The first ships were the Disney cruise ships. Now we've got them on Carnival, Holland America, Princess. Most of the major cruise lines now are incorporating this technology into their ships. Bird flu, same thing. Inactivation rate of 99+%.